So here is a topic today, very unusual. How to ask 3 questions to help people even. So there is no direct link to what I'll be saying, but that will help you to formulate your questions so as to help people think better and respond better. So the first questions related to the proper questioning that you will be doing is to be applying the 3 C's of communications, which is about to be clear, concise, and consistent. What does this mean? This means that whatever you are saying from the beginning to the end, you are saying the same thing in the same tone and with the same facts. Whatever fact you are stating in the beginning is still the same towards the end also. Suppose you are saying about so the day before somebody was quoting an example about Volbulaya, right? The picture Volbulaya. There somebody is saying that this fort was closed for last 50 years. And at some other point, it was saying that the little girl who is now 18 or 19 years old, she went into that part of that fort where she saw something, and after that she behaved very awkwardly, and she has got some problem with her mindset, right? So if it was closed for last 50 years, then how come she went there and saw something or whatever, right? So this is an inconsistency. In fact, suppose you are stating a story about your achievement or something, so during the beginning whatever you are saying, it should be the same till the end. So if you are genuine, you will have no problem about stating the facts. But if you are making up a story, then there is 100% possibility that you will be faltering at some point or other. So people will catch that, and your uh, genuineness will be at stake, which means you will not be able to establish a rapport with your audience. And that will create, of course, thousands of questions in the mind of your audience, but it will not solve it will not answer any of their questions. Even though they ask those questions, you will not be able to give them the proper solutions for them, proper answers for their questions, because everything will appear fake after that. So to be clear, consistent, and concise. So to be to the point, so that you don't have to, even if you are making up a story, sometimes what we have to do is we have to package some of the two different facts into one thing to establish a point. If that is so, then you should be very concise so that you don't have to make up something. The second thing is, don't ask people what to do. You have to help them determine what they can do, right? And allow them to implement it. So when you do so, then you ask a question, you give them a task, and then allow them to have their own plan. So if you have 100 people in your team, then everybody will start having a plan, because you are not giving a plan, right? How to do and what to do. You are not giving them a plan. You are allowing them to come up with plans. So there is every possibility that there will be disagreement amongst the team members about how to execute it. So what you can do is, of course, you have a tool saying that it will be plan A, B, C, and plan 100. Can you have plan 100 plans for any project? Can you allow these 100 plans to be executed in separately by every team member? No. So there will be questions. You have to put your foot down that saying that this will be the ultimate plan. So here, what you are saying, you are essentially actually exercising your control over the entire team. But if you have a logic as to why you said so, and if you have that logic, then allow, question the team as to why we should take this plan and not the other plan. One of the situations will be all the assumptions will not be holding correct for each of the plan. There will be certain assumptions for each plan. So whatever is the closest to the reality for right now, that will be the plan. But in case something changes, because all the time the parameters keep changing, certain external situations may change. In that situation, if you have recorded all those 100 plans, then you will have a ready-made plan to fall back upon. So that is how you can explain to your team that this is the plan which should be correct to follow right now. Maybe we can adopt the other plan at some other time. And this is the correct way to lead. Your job as a leader is to do and help and facilitate the team to see the correct argument with a correct perspective. That is the second thing. Then be the last to speak. So when you come to the, say, the room and just bust out with your question or whatever you have to say, then you already lost your prerogative to be heard. Other people will also feel the same. They will feel that you haven't listened to whatever they have to say, and you have uh, not allowed them to contribute either. In both the cases, you just discarded their presence, right? So when that happens, you exclude them. So be the last to speak, so that you will have the advantage of getting answered wherever you had questions. Maybe you don't need to make any questions, but you will have the advantage of listening to other people's experiences, which will enrich your experience or your knowledge, and also your wisdom. Like, so that is the third thing. Then the fourth thing is to be vulnerable to your team. That is how one becomes truthful. Accept that this is where you faltered, or this is where your weakness is. This is how you can immediately connect with your audience. When you express that thing, some other person also come up with empathy towards your situation, and he will put some points as questions. Should we do this? Can we do this to overcome this? These kind of questions will be more, which will give you a bigger perspective and also bigger uh, portfolio to work on, right? It may expand your horizon as well, because you are thinking from a smaller perspective. It will open up your thinking. That way it will be greater for you. And what is a team? A team is where everybody feels safe, psychologically safe to express oneself. So if as a leader, you are expressing that vulnerability, everybody else will feel connected and psychologically safe, not to be judged and ridiculed for their own weaknesses, and they have the trust that they will be heard properly and their strengths also will be acknowledged. So this is how team building happens. So you didn't actually do anything, but just expressed yourself and build a team. So herein, with this three things, you have established an environment wherein people feel good, feel great, and feel evolved. So if you like this video, then please like the channel also. And I have a Saturday webinar, the description of which is given below in the description box. Please register for that and come to my weekly webinar so that we can discuss more about how to achieve leadership growth using resourceful influencing. How to be resourceful and then influence to have leadership growth. Thank you.